Hi, my name's Mark, one of the pastors here at Trillium. Have you ever had someone ask you how you're doing, and you begin to tell them how you're doing, and they simply interject and kind of cross-reference what you're saying to their own life? Like, for instance, they ask you how you're doing, and you say, well, I got this sore knee. I twisted it running a few days ago, and it's really sore. And all of a sudden, they're launching into their own sore knee from 6 months ago and how sore it was. They had to go to see the doctor, and they went to see physiotherapists, and it's still sore today, and they can't do certain things. And in the midst of it all, your sore knee is forgotten. I had a person in the congregation who's rejoicing about the fact that their first grandchild is going to university. Very exciting moment in their life. And they were sharing this news with someone they knew, and that person immediately launched into the fact that their 5 grandchildren have already gone to university. And they're all graduates with degrees and professions and such. And this person's little mini celebration kind of gets forgotten in the conversation. It's kind of displaced to the sideline. This happens a lot in life. You know, we share something and it gets wrested from us by other people's comments. They throw in their own little interjections that reference not you or me, but themselves. And in truth, we've been on both sides of this. We steal people's thunder even as our own thunder is stolen. And in the midst of it all, communication is often lost. It's very frustrating. I've been reading a book called The Lost Art of Listening. At the core of the book, the author laments about the fact that we just don't know how to listen to each other. We listen to respond. We hear the words. We listen to respond, but we're always referencing what other people say in the context of our own lives, and we've lost the capacity just to listen to each other without responding. And a response is often seen in an argument between spouses or between children and parents. You know, there's this really intense argument going on, and people are really listening to each other. They're hearing the words, but they're listening to respond, you know, the counterpoint. And the important communication that's going on in the conversation is lost as both sides are caught up in listening to respond. And it's not just counterpoints that can be listening to respond. The response can be advice or consolation, you know, sympathy, criticism, complaints. It could be a host of things. But it all leads us to the same place, according to the author: failed communication, or communication that's been really limited, that doesn't impart the critical information that we need from one another to have a life that's worth living. Jesus talks a lot in the scriptures about the fact that we have lost the art of listening to one another. We just don't know how to listen anymore to each other. We listen to respond, but we don't know how to listen. And because of that, his teachings are done in stories and parables, kind of nudging people to the right place. But unfortunately, the critical communication isn't being received or given. I had a friend of mine, his mother was a severe alcoholic, and it had a huge consequence on the family. She was a negligent parent. And the father, who was a good guy overall, escaped the family by going to work a lot. He made an income, obviously, for the family that they needed, but his work was also refuge from his marriage. When he did come back to the family to get involved, he just tried to keep things going. The mother died young because of complications from her alcoholism. And years later, there's a family gathering of the 4 kids and the dad, and the one son launches into his father about how negligent a parent he was, allowing them to be taken care of by this woman who was so irresponsible and harmful to them. He just poured out his heart to the father. Amazingly, the father didn't say a word. No excuses. No justification. No apology even. He just simply listened to his son. It changed their relationship. Something powerful happened in that moment that's been still worked out today even. It changed their life together. When you and I listen to each other, something powerful happens in our life together that changes everything. When someone's a witnessing presence to us, and we get a chance to share our feelings without other people interceding on that and triangulating the attention away, it's powerful. And when we offer that gift to others, life changes. And amazingly, in the midst of it all, we begin to hear the voice of God too. You know, that story of the knee, the sore knee. I was the person who interjected my own knee story into their story, kind of took away their thunder in the moment. I'm now becoming more conscious of the fact that it's really important that I listen to my neighbor. In the midst of it all, life changes powerfully.